Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Symphony of Scylos. I will be your master of ceremony slash guide for these preceding evenings. With that, we have a wonderful cast here. So, to start and introduce everybody, I'm going to start off with Calamity. Introduce who you are.
Hi, I am Calamity, pronouns she, they. I am a writer, narrative designer, producer. I do all kinds of things. And I always say, oh, are we saying who we're playing yet?
We'll save that. We'll save. Just say who you are.
And then who I'm
We'll
playing?
save that for the good stuff.
Great. Yeah.
Next is Danny.
Awesome. Hello. Hello. I'm Danny, otherwise known as Bitter Thorn on the internet. And I am a cosplayer slash TTRPG blah, 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 interpreter player, TTRPG player. And yes, that's all that you can know about me.
Fantastic. Next, Toffee.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Toffee. Pronouns are he, him, and my eyes are burning because I'm wearing contacts for this. I never wear contacts. I'm an actor based out of San Diego, and yeah, I'm glad to be here, and I can't wait to play with all these wonderful friends of mine.
And lastly, Val.
Hello, everyone. My name is Valiant Dorian. I use he, him, his pronouns. You can find me around the internet at Valiant Dorian or at Otso Spirit Bear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure hunt I just set you on. And we're not going to be introducing characters quite yet, but I'm a TTRPG performer and Twitch variety streamer. Over to you, Guide.
Yes, and then there's the guide, again, which is me. With that, before we get into our lovely story here, we got a number of things. First thing is content warning. So with that, this particular AP has fantasy violence, familial struggles, severe weather, references to romance, monsters, political corruption, and references to war. If none of this fits your boat, there's a plethora of content out there for your enjoyment. Lastly, in terms of announcements, we have two. If you type in the chat !Discord, that will give you a link to our Discord for Bad House RPG. We can catch all the stuff in terms of clips and interacting with people and all the other shows that are on this wonderful channel. The other thing is #donate. As you can see on the top left here, if you donate $5, you get to spend it to give a player here a reroll, which they may or may not need, depending on how evil I get. So we'll see. You could also use channel points as well to do that. And with that there, I believe that's all our announcements. Players, are we ready to get started?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Fantastic. With that, we start in the most common of places, but in the most uncommon circumstances. As we see, it is a rainy night on a beautiful city along a coast. People are coming in out of multiple colored stone buildings with various depictions of art along the walls as the camera wishes and zooms in on the summer night. A tavern. It is a night of celebration as people are going about their day, having a lovely night for whatever festival this is. But among the celebration, there seems to be an individual among this audience, which we can see is getting a gut punch and is being slowly dragged to the front of the keep by some sort of security. We don't see the individual who's being dragged at this instance, but we do see the innkeep, which seems to be more of a heavy-set individual, almost blue skin with almost elf-like ears and a very gruff, mean look, as he looks onto the individual, spitting ever so slightly. So, this is the one who hasn't paid for his drinks for 3 days straight. The individual gets up ever so slightly. It's actually 5. Now explain to me why I shouldn't have my boys beat the money out of you. As we see just knuckle cracks. As you can see, I do not have any coin on me. I am just a simple bard trying to make his way in the world. Please don't beat the living daylights out of me. And as they panic, trying to find their way out of this situation, we see eyes darting, they come up to what looks like an ornament of some sort that's hanging ever so slightly among various baubles. What we can see is a sapphire gem shaped in the form of an owl. And almost like a light bulb going over their head, they slowly pick themselves back up, dust off spit, dribble, and dust that they've collected. If I may, oh humble barkeep, you are in luck. You are demanding coin. I don't have any, but my services could help pay for your little rabble here. You have a festival, and I know a plethora of songs that I could sing for you, if you'd be so kind. The innkeep looks amused. Fine, get on the stage, but you're gonna work for your coin. Thank you very much. You see he kind of steps on and makes his presence known to everyone. Hello, everyone. Good evening, my friends. I am here to tell you a tale of sorts, and I shall sing it. And with that, you see the innkeep go, oh, one more thing. No singing. I've heard singing for the past 5 days, and I'm going to blow my brains out if I hear another song. The last guy who sung, I broke his legs. You see a random guy. It's right, he broke a guy's legs. The doctor's still trying to put it together. And with that, he goes, fine. Who says an artist doesn't love a challenge? Will you at least be so kind for a spotlight as we see a... Good evening, my friends. So, your lovely innkeep here has purchased my services, and I am here to tell a tale, but I know many. Should I tell you the tale of Sir Hector Gallon and his journey to the 4 peaks of the world? And we can see he shadow puppets a little bit. As you see, he forms the shape of a man with wings flying high in the sky as they dive into a pit of drakes and dragons. Maybe not the right one. Maybe you're into some romance. Maybe the romance between Rosa Delina and her princess who waits in the great plains of Isker, as he forms the shape of 2 women, hands reaching out to one another in 2 vastly different fields, one of peace and one of violence. I don't think that's the right story. A little dry and also a little dark. We have children in the audience. No. I think a festival such as tonight, I think the adventure in order should not just be any adventure. I mean, you're getting me for 5 nights. It has to be someone of power. I think I should tell you one, the power of magic, with nail-biting tension of looming war and the heart-wrenching longing of home and righting the wrongs of the past. And we see he shapes what looks like to be a composer using magic over a field of grass and trees, followed by armies of different banners over each other, staring over a broken field with a large owl-like figure with their wings extended. Ladies and gentlemen, there was only one story that I know that will fit that appetite. The Symphony of Scylos. And I believe we shall tell it like I always tell my stories. A long time ago, before the great city-states of Mali ever formed, there was a group of forest spirits known as the Nafri, who roamed the forest and skies of the Karish forest as its guardian and as its people, as he shapes owls with glowing eyes, roaming the skies across grass and trees as they touch. This peace did not last, as one of their own betrayed them for power and greed that laid in their hearts, for the lands beyond the domain they believed to be theirs. With it came the fires of war, and with that flame gave birth to the Ember Queen. You see one of these owls transform as a crown made of red burning stone lays on their head, and with that trees engulf in fire. As this ember wars raged on, the remaining Nafri and the cities of mortals made countless sacrifices of their lives to protect those who couldn't. No army could defeat the queen, except for a group of adventurers of unlikely circumstances known as the Paragons, who brought the queen low. And we see him form a group of adventurers charging against an owl who dives towards them with fire and storm crackling around. While the victory was achieved, it was at a high price. With all wars, it does come with that. But in their memory would live on through the Festival of Paragons, as we open our story on the 30th anniversary of such a celebration, as we find ourselves in the city and town, specifically, of Ma, as we see curtains, as we see a camera go through the sky looking upon what looks like to be a town on a riverbank of sorts, stone, very modest, forestation around, and just a vibe of homeliness, of comfort. Narrator pops up again. We open up on the stone and quaint town of Ma. Or town is a word that you would use to describe such a place. But before we get into our story, we have to understand who are we going to be following. And we should follow the most, again, unlikely of people. We shall start with the spy, as we see the camera slowly go down to what looks like to be a riverboat on the bank, sliding in the water. As we zoom in, it is early morning, and through the cracks of the wood, a faint light begins to hit the face of our first PC. Annie, would you be so kind to introduce us to the spy?
Yes, through the peak of wood that you are peering through, hearing the creak of the boat as it is, adjusting itself on the water, you see this small figure about 4 feet 11. And it's almost like a little scuttering. Something goes boom, 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 boom. And you see like a shadow cross the camera. And then you hear a boom, 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 boom. Ah, there it is. And up pops this person. She has short hair, hair pulled up into like a little bun, half up, half down, wearing a big, cozy red robe. It's a couple sizes too large. Looks like it may have been made from a rug or some curtains that just had some extra cut off pieces. The sleeves are a little too long. They dangle off the hands a bit. And she wears these big giant hoop earrings that dangle around as she keeps her balance on the boat. And she looks and holds up to the light a small little piece of metal and goes, "Ha! Rao's gonna love this one," and then tucks it into her purse.
Fantastic. As you are getting yourself ready for the day, we hear, just ever so slightly in echoey, you hear the familiar voice of Cywin, mayor of R. As you hear, Milele, are you here?
Hey, yeah, 1 second. I quickly put away a couple of items and like stick them under some cushions, and then pull out like this, like kind of like a pull-out shop setup. And I open a curtain and I say, "Hello, welcome. How are you today?"
It's that. But we see the audience. We see the mayor. Even though Milele is short, the mayor is shorter. Almost about 3 feet. Blue, shiny hair, a beard to match, light blue teal skin with also what looks like to be glasses, and a robe showing of a modest wealth, not too much, not too less. As you see him jump to attention, Milele! I was wondering if you were open today. I was wondering if you had that poubra that I was hoping you saved for me.
Oh, well, never closed for you, Mayor. I'm pretty sure I have that around somewhere. Be right back. And then you just hear kind of a tumbling of things as I dig through the rubbish of all of the things that are on this houseboat. It is quite cluttered. And I look for the item that he's talking. Can I find like exactly? Is it something I already acquired for him, or
I
is
will
it
say,
something I'm trying
yeah,
to
it's specifically, it's specifically what you're looking for. It's just a nice, almost like blue wine-ish bottle, and kind of going right quick. You know where you put it. You know what you wanted, and he already paid for it in advance. He wanted it for the festival, so you know how these types can get.
Absolutely. Well, here you go, Mayor. It's all ready just for
Ooh.
you.
Thank you so much, Milady. Oh, and just to mention, you should have some new customers coming in. I gave you the good old reference. I know you like your recurring customers.
Sure
There,
do.
they
Thank
should
you,
be.
Mayor.
Yeah, they should be some new townsfolk. I would suggest money in terms of where they're coming from. They're looking for items of unique qualities or old properties. So they should be by any moment now.
Okay.
With that, I shall leave you to tidy the place up, and don't get too crazy on this boat now. I know you're gonna have a little party, knowing you.
No, just keeping it nice and calm. Yep, nice and calm, Mayor. Don't you worry. Have a great festival.
You too, Malele. And he kind of whistles about his day. And you notice that as he's going away, you see what looks like to be 3 men. Specifically, they don't look like they're from here. The mayor got that right. But you can see that there's something that you can't quite put your finger on with them. As you see what looks like to be an individual, black hair, wearing what looks like to be red robes over a white t-shirt, hair tied up, maybe about 5'6", as he tells the other 2 men to stay there. Specifically, they're carrying a cart on them as he gets on the boat and greets you. I am wondering, are you Melele?
Yes, hello, welcome to my shop of antiquities. I hear that you are looking for something a little special, little old maybe?
Yes, I am looking for something specific. May we go inside so I can peruse your wares?
Yeah, come on in. And I'll pull the curtain aside and wait for him to step on through.
You see, he gets on through. The other 2 men stand almost like in a guard potential. They're still outside the boat, but they're, checking out the scene just to make sure. And as he kind of comes in, I am looking for a particular item. You were highly suggested by the local mayor.
Thank you. Well, I do pride myself on my business practices. I'm a pretty good business person. I'm trying real hard. Antiquities they're a difficult place to get in nowadays. And anyways, that's enough about me. What can I find for you?
You see, I am wondering if you can tell me if you have this specific item within your collection. And you see, he pulls out what looks like to be almost like a rag on leather. And you can see drawn out is an item that you do know you have, but there's a catch to it that at least you know and he doesn't. See, the item that is drawn on this piece of leather looks like to be some sort of hilt of some kind that looks almost old and kind of foresty like. But for you, this is one of the last items that your parents had in their possession, as you've kept this for quite a while, but it seems like he is looking for that specifically.
Wow, gorgeous. Never seen anything like it. What is it? What's the history? Tell me. Why are you looking for it?
Well, I cannot speak to volumes of what it is. We just have a collector of sorts that is inquiring about such item. We believe it to be within this region. We've gone to several different towns to find it. But I will say my buyer is more than willing to pay whatever price, whether it be in physical commodities or in secrets, if you will, for this item.
Sure, I think I can work with that. Is there you said any price? Any price?
You see, he is playing around with a couple of baubles, but when you kind of say any price, he slowly turns around and with the most serious and deadpan of looks. Any price.
Any price. And I write that down on like a little notebook. Okay. Well, I'll snap it close. I will be on the lookout for that item. Where can I find you at?
But we'll be in town for the festival. You will find us near an inn, the only inn we could find of suitable accommodations in town. You know, there's only one inn in this town, so you don't know why he's making it sound like, oh yeah, we were just, there's only one place in town.
We're the nice inn. There's only one. Okay, perfect. We'll find you in town at the old inn.
Fantastic.
All
And
right,
as he proceeds to look around, he's going to do one quick thing. With that, you notice that as he's perusing around, you see there's the two men that were outside are now on your boat, almost as close to the door as you can see immediately. Is like, what are you doing here? As you see that kind of, as you see the scenario here, these two guys are now on your boat, while the other, you kind of draw your attention away from the other man. So what do you do in this instance?
Okay, so am I getting like a threatening vibe from them?
Not threatening. It's like, why are you sneaking? It's kind of like,
Okay.
why are they being suspicious?
Yeah, what you doing? All right, well, I am expected elsewhere. If you gentlemen don't mind, I am a very busy business person. And I need to way, and I'll try to direct them off the boat.
That you hear him. We're sorry. Have a wonderful festival. As he smiles and
You
proceeds to walk away. Before we cut off to another character, what is Malele thinking in this instance as they get on their way back into town?
Yes, Malele has like a smile, like the shop's person smile, as they're walking off the boat. And as soon as they get off the boat and turn around, she's like, and like closes the curtain, and then runs over to the steering part of the boat and is like, all right, a little weird, but no worry, I'll figure it out later. I got people to find, and she's gonna start the boat.
Start the boat, and as you do, we see these some men looking over, talking to one another, and as you don't hear, we can hear them say, "We found thee." As we cut over to our next character. This one is very different, ladies and gentlemen. As we have met our spy, the next person we shall meet is our invoker. As we find ourselves within a quaint little house on the edge of the fair city of Ma. As we zoom into what looks like a house, but on the inside is slightly messy. As you can see, there's a number of unfinished inventions all over the place, and a very messy house, but still a path for somebody to walk in. We see the light slowly come over another face. Now, please introduce yourselves to everyone here.
So Rao is a about 26-year-old, stands about 5'9" tall. He is an evoker, and he has this deep brown skin, manicured beard, and just a air of gentility that exudes from him. He's currently wearing some bright, like white robes, and is currently putting on top of his person, with the snaps and buckles, a battered breastplate. And as he sat kind of like on his knees, setting up the breastplate upon him, doing his little ritualistic beginnings of the morning that he does, as any knight would.
As you are preparing yourself for the day, you smell something. Something you only smell when things are about to go a little sideways. A smell you haven't smelled in quite a long time. You smell waffles, bacon, and cinnamon. Oh, it's a breakfast, but it's a big breakfast. Big breakfasts aren't good. Yeah, what do we do in this instance as those hints of breakfast begin to smell your nose?
Oh, big breakfast is not a good sign. there is you see Rao kind of like opens his eyes from the deep meditative state that he was in putting on his breastplate. He snaps the buckles shut and adjusts the breastplate really quick before grabbing his longsword at his side and rush towards the kitchen to perhaps encounter the person making this breakfast, this delectable feast on this festival morning.
As you walk in, you can see that the number of smaller automatons are walking through, little birds or animals, as you see they're bringing the various ingredients, as you see your cousin, Sophia. Sophia is humanoid in nature, lovely tan brown skin. They currently have their robes on, like they're about to go somewhere. White undershort, antlers protruding from the head against their sort of short blonde hair that's scruffy. As you see, they kind of, cousin, good morning. It is the festival.
I think you see like Rao look at the little automatons moving around and like peer his little handsome face close to a few of them that's like carrying I'm imagining like bits of cutlery at points, maybe a salt and pepper shaker, like the really small ones. And he like peers his little handsome face close to look at them and he goes, "Come on, Sophia, what's this about?"
What's this about? What are you talking about? We can't share a lovely breakfast on a fine morning. You see one of the automatons. Here is your staff for later when you're traveling. Shut up.
And you see Rao is about to say like, "But you hate cook," and then he hears what the automaton says and he goes, "Traveling."
Why don't you sit down? I made some of your favorite waffles. Syrup.
He looks at the waffles and the syrup. He is not above a bit of bribery. And he looks at Sophia and he goes, "Fine, but I'm gonna have some of the bacon as well." And he like pulls a chair and sits down and before a plate where I assume that the waffles and the syrup are, and plucks some bacon from a nearby bowl.
You see that they kind of begin to stroll up, just tapping on. So, as you can see, I have to leave pretty much soon. Something came up. Somebody's hiring me. They are going to pay a bit of money, which is going to be very useful, especially since the barn burned down from our little accident. But for the most part, I have to leave a little early than when I usually do.
But it's the festival.
No, I know. And you see they kind of take your hand. I be honest with you. Friend kind of called. They are paying me, but they are a friend from the old days. And they're in a bit of trouble, and I have to help them.
A friend from the old days? You mean one of the knights? What if I come with you? I can come with you.
No. No. I don't want your mother killing me. That's one.
I mean, she what? She doesn't know what hurt her. What's she gonna do? Drop by?
I don't know, maybe, but all I know is the minute I do something she doesn't like, she somehow finds out, and I get a very strongly worded letter that talks to me in her voice, and I don't like it. It's freaky.
You see that Rao looks really disappointed. He kind of. This is like. So is this Gear Knight stuff? I mean, you've been training me this whole time. You don't think I'm ready?
It's not a matter of not ready. I just, it's the festival. You have friends you're going to be with. The last thing you want to do is go on a journey that's going to take a week or two and, endanger yourself. I mean, that's not, hang out with your friends tonight. I heard Malele's going to get crazy on a boat later today. So I don't know. Maybe so. Look, again, it should be quick, in and out. That's all it should be, okay? You don't need to be there. And plus, I have something for you as an apology gift of some sort that you're gonna need time to practice with.
You see Rao as he's like listening to all this reasoning that he's having a hard time trying to like combat against because they are. It's fair, and he's just nibbling on his bacon really sadly, and he kind of like looks at Sophia curiously at Gift, and there's a thought in his head where he goes, "Oh, they're really apologetic. We're buttering the toast real quick." Like, and he kind of just mumbles through biting of his bacon. Oh, Gift.
You see, she puts a box before you, very hastily, kind of like
Bought
together?
today Christmas gift. Yeah.
So it's just like, here you go.
Rao quickly finishes his bacon and looks at this package and looks at Sophia, looks back at the box, looks back at Sophia again, and then unwraps it.
Now, as you unwrap it, you see what's coming before you opening up. It looks like to be some sort of gauntlet of some sorts, as you see that it is almost metal in nature, gold-plated brass that has something at the front palm of it to stop something in it, almost like a slit in between. As she kind of goes, this is from the old days. It was part of my old suit, so I thought you could use it as like a training wheel before we get really heavy into the whole suit thing.
This is from your old suit?
Yeah.
This is so cool. This is incredible. I'm going to practice with this every single day. I'm going to be so proficient. And he's like looking at this gauntlet and then looks back at Sophia. This is really big. Give me a piece of the suit.
Yeah, that's what that is what I'm doing, but I need, just in case anything bad happens. Nothing should happen, but, just, defense, self-defense. Please use it in self-defense. Don't use it on anybody, the villagers. I'll get in trouble.
Why would I ever do that?
Oh, she's like, get the list. You see just one of the automatons slowly comes to the scroll. As you can see, we have evidence of the contrary, but just don't inject yourself where you don't need to be.
You see Rao like folds his arms and says, if people are gonna mess with Lawrence, then they will have to speak to me.
Yeah, but Lawrence axes for it, so...
Rao grumbles under his breath, but he kind of like looks up at Sophia and it's just like, and you'll be back soon?
1-2 weeks tops.
Okay. But you gotta bring your friend over when you're done. I would love to meet them. Maybe don't make it sound that desperate from me. Just say that you have a cool apprentice that would like to meet a fellow from the old days.
Yeah, completely. So I actually do have to run. So I will see you later on today. So are you good on breakfast and food? There's some coin also in the kitchen in case you need something right quick.
Mm-hmm. Rao kind of like pulls Sophia, if they're comfortable with that, pulls Sophia into a quick and tight hug and just says, "You're the best." And puts on the gauntlet, shovels more food into his mouth.
You see she gives a tight hug as well and goes, "Don't get into trouble," as they shut the door.
Rao kind of mumbles to himself, "I don't get into trouble." And stuffs his face.
As you are stuffing your face, Lele, you come in through the back door, which you very much know. As one door closes, another one opens as you see Malele coming through.
You ready to go?
Oh, hold on. And you see, he brings out like a little basket where he shovels some of the plates of like waffles, bacon, and eggs, whatever that's there. And he's like, "Garrett will love this." And then like just put it in his arm and then shuffle off towards you.
Looks delicious. Let's go. I've got the boat. It's right here.
Thank you. And he'll march towards the boat.
Fantastic. As we slowly shift from these two, narrator comes back once more. Well, that is 2 out of our 4 for today. Now, who are we missing now? Ah, yes, there is another person in which we must meet, in which we will meet Fighter. As the camera zooms in on what looks like to be some sort of tailor shop. With that, the Fighter, please introduce yourself to everyone here.
So, the camera pushes past into the tailor shop through an open window, and a cool breeze just kind of wafts in through and shakes up the tailor shop a little bit, where all of these jangling of bits and bobs happens, and it stirs this fighter awake. The camera kind of focuses on his feet that are kind of like peeking out from the blanket, and over the childhood bed that he still sleeps on. It's a very small bed for this 5'9" individual, and he opens his eyes, revealing a amazing, cool shade of gray and blue. And he stands up. He's lean. He's slender. He has dark black hair, jet black hair that is short, but he keeps it nice and tight, but it's a little bit grown out at this point. He immediately looks over to his left, where his mother is also sleeping. And upon me waking, she also begins to stir awake, and I immediately come over to her and tell her, "Mother, remember, we don't work today. It's the festival day. You relax."
You see, we are introduced to your mother. Your mother is a woman that we can see maybe mid to late 40s, beautiful brown hair, black hair that kind of goes past her shoulders, a little bit scruffy. We see beautiful, beautiful purple kind of iris colored eyes with braids on the sides that you see there kind of with their cloak. As you see that kind of at the moment juggling or trying to get to the top shelf of some fabrics, as she kind of goes, "Oh, I know, Gareth. I'm just, next
Have you been
week is
working
another week."
all of this morning? We went to bed at about 11, 12 at night. Have you been working this entire time? How did I sleep through that?
It's not your fault, honey. I just like to get ready for the day. Plus, it's the festival, and there's a lot of people out there that have their various clothes are messed up, so they're gonna need a very good tailor. Plus, that means I can charge them a little bit extra.
Mother, the festival goes all night. And I
Believe
have
me.
seen you many times when you don't get your sleep.
Look, we need the coin. Our rent is soon due. Plus, again, my boy, I've been to this festival for quite some time.
As have I.
There's a lot you can con out of some drunken fools. Though I don't take pride in it, but when the circumstances calls,
Okay, well, Mother, you've taught me a lot. I've been with you at this festival year after year. How about you rest for now, come over later in the evening, and trust me, I've seen you pawn those drunkards. I know what you do, and I've learned from you. So don't worry.
don't. You see, she laughs ever so. Do not learn from me, my boy. That is not the way you should be going about the world. But as she doesn't finish her sentence yet, you hear the ring of the door. It's too early for any drunken rabble to get in, unless people are really getting hammered at about maybe 10 in the morning, which I highly doubt. And as you walk through the door, or kind of walk to the front entrance to see who it is, you see before you what looks like to be almost very pristine figure. Someone of not only beauty, but also power, of just the sense you grab that seeing them. As you see what looks like to be a feminine figure, red skin, green eyes, horns that are like almost ram-like that kind of protrude and go to the side, and a various amalgamation of braids with gold in them. As you see, they walk into with a very kind of fitted suit of some sort, or some sort of formal dress, but you can see there's clearly a very big slash in what looks like to be maybe like the midsection where maybe a mini skirt or some sort of skirt would be. As you see, they kind of hello,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
sorry,
Hey,
is this the tailor?
yes, we are open in 1 minute, actually. You're your first customer. Can you give me 1 second? I just need to get my mother, and we just need to get some things in the back. And I hurriedly take her into the back room.
Take your time. Customer boy, what did we gotta do?
And,
What do we
I think
do?
it's the richest one that I've ever seen. Mother, I got this. Okay, I got this. I got this.
You sure you have this? The last time you said you got this, the mayor was set on fire somehow.
Yeah, I got this. Just go ahead and prepare. I know we don't do this, but get some like beverages ready, some bread.
Fridges. We don't have any.
As I immediately go to some corner in the back room, and I grab I stick my finger into some like scented tallow fat, quickly rub it up, and begin to like slick my hair back to make myself look presentable. I put on my leather apron, and I smell my pits, smell my breath. Okay.
See your mother throws a mint at you. Just you see that just a hard rock.
The good biscuits, okay. Hi. Good morning.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm sorry I've come to your home without introducing. My name is Aya Grazi, and that name immediately sparks something in your brain. As Grazi, you know, they are one of the more prominent banking families within Eston, which means you were right on the money, my boy. This is money, money, money.
Hi. Tailoring. You have a beautiful ensemble going on. Do you need?
Yes, you see, they're kind of very confused. Like as you can see, I was writing Coach on my way to Eston, and I got snagged on the way there. The last thing a person who is running a party is to show up in a ruined dress, or no. So I thought I can come in for a quick fix.
What did you say you wrote in from?
Carriage. You see, they point out. It seems to be not necessarily anything that draws the eye, except for the bodyguard that stands at the front, which seems to be this very heavily plated, purple skin. Again, another random horned person that's there that you can't really see, except for the hammer that seems to be very big and looks like if you got hit, it's like getting hit by a truck.
Right. We just don't often get travelers from outside of Mar. From what city or?
Eston.
Oh.
You okay? You look a little pale.
One moment here. I biscuits, and then I run to the back. Mother.
You see, I only found cheese, and I don't know if it's good.
Cheese.
I can chop it up into square blocks. I think that's how they do it at those fancy parties,
Squares, triangles, circles. We're not serving her that cheese. She's from Eston, and if my books serve me right, she's Aya Grazi.
We're broke. I don't understand. Somebody said to get this to your skull, boy. You don't have to serve them anything. We're a tailor.
We have a celebrity in our tailor shop. We need to have a painter come and paint us so we can hang it up on the wall. This is a big deal for us.
Okay, boy, you see that? Gareth, calm down. They are only here for a quick repair. How about I take over? Because you look like you're about to have a stroke. And the last thing I don't want a customer seeing
You're
is my poor son passing out on trying to repair them.
You're the backup. I got this. I can already tell that my charisma has been. I will close this deal. I will close.
Honey, this is the third time you said you've got this. If you say it again, I don't think I'm gonna start not to believe this. I'm just gonna be very honest with you. Are you sure you got this?
No, and I walk out to go greet back Aya. Hey, so
you see-
we can do that repair.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but I am a bit on a time schedule. I have to get back on the road if I want to get to Eston by tonight. So, do you guys, are you open? I don't mean to intrude if you're not
Yes,
open.
we are open. Feel free. Did you bring a change of clothes? Because we're going to need to make the repair, unless you're okay with it.
The formal section here is detachable, so I can just simply hand it
Great.
off.
Thank you. So, and as I begin to help, I put her up on like a stool, and I begin to sort of help her remove the sections of the dress, and I begin to just ask like a few more questions. So you're from Eston?
Yes. Lovely city. Your town is very beautiful.
Eston is way more beautiful, milady.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with individuals like you in it. Do you have any like? Do you know people there?
Well, I am the head of my family's bank, so I do know a number of people.
What does it smell like over there?
Excuse me?
It's so far away. You've come a far way. Why you picked us, I don't know why you decided to make a stop here. It's just, I have read about Eston in books, in my classes. I have seen paintings of it I dream of it. Maybe you've showed up in one of my dreams. I don't know. No,
you see your mother is like, she's at the seams, just ready to like, oh no, I gotta get out there. And in this biting tension moment, Milele, you come in through the front door as you see Gareth, for some reason, looks like he's about to have a heart attack. This official woman in front of you, and his mother in the back, looking dead at you, going, "Take him away."
Oh, hello! I'm here!
You're here!
You're there!
I'm here!
What are you busy?
You see your mother come out from... Your mother comes out, "Milele, thank goodness you're here! I'm sorry, my lady, but my son has other engagements. I will be more than happy to assist you." You see Aya's kind of like, "Thank you. It was wonderful talking to you."
Gareth of Mar.
We just like to call him Gary, though, sometimes. It's a fun little pet name.
Gareth is just fine.
Gareth, it was wonderful to meet you. It seems like your mother has it from here, so I thank you for the introduction. And proceeds to go off. If you ever are in need of any hospitality, I'll be more than happy to welcome you to Eston, Mr. Gareth.
Immediately, Gareth's cheeks turn bright red.
Hey, we've got places to go. Come on! I'm gonna grab your arm and pull you
What's
out.
taking so long?
And on the way out, I grab all of the like the things that he would normally have on him on a normal adventuring day, and I go and get whisked out by Milele.
Just dust as you all go out. With that, the narrator comes once more. Now we have met the awkward person in the group. The next person that we will proceed with tonight is someone of low standing within our community. Whether it be by reputation or choice, it is remained to be seen. For now, let us see the magician as we see coming down. Camera is an alleyway. In this moment, we see Lawrence. Please introduce yourself to everyone.
Lawrence is a about 5'10", dark-skinned with even darker freckles, gentleman with pointed ears and gold earrings, has locks, like thick locks that kind of go to about his chin. He's kind of not he's not skinny, but he's a little skinny. He's not muscular. And he's kind of like all arms and legs, and he always has one eye covered. Today it's covered in like a dark cloth. I think it's supposed to look a little more formal. And there's a scar running from like the top of his head to his cheek, so you can see it past the scarf.
Beautiful. In this moment, Lawrence, you're being chased.
Yeah.
You did something to a local individual here by the name of Jeremiah, but in this instance, what did you do to piss him off so much?
You know, Jeremiah just really doesn't know how to take a joke. Like, we were really just like, I don't know, gonna play like a little game, you know? Just a little fun little game with some dice. I may have brought in some special dice and won a few things off of his person. Maybe. And then ran as soon as he figured it out.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he didn't figure it out, but he has a lackey, just someone who follows around a bit. You know how they are. And with that, they clearly saw what you're up to. And in this moment, you are running. I think for this instance, will you please roll me a d20 as our first roll to see how fast you run? Roll a
He's
d20
speedy,
here.
my friend. That's a
anybody in the
13.
That's a 13. So for anybody in the audience, we are playing Quest. So it is roll a d20 and there's various outcomes. Since you rolled a 13, you said, right?
Yes.
Yes, 13. With that, you accomplish what you're trying to do without any compromise. So with that, you see currently running behind you, you're in an alleyway. What do you do to sort of try to escape Lawrence at the moment? As you just hear him going, Lawrence, your ass is grass when I get you.
And I think he kind of like chuckles and is like knocking down like boxes and like anything in the way like behind him, just to kind of inhibit his path a bit as he sort of like jumps over things. And there's probably like I don't know, like a stack of, I don't know, what like barrels, like keg barrels, and he probably like bumps those and like pushes them towards the guy, and then like keeps running, just trying to do everything he can with his surroundings to keep him from catching up.
That BC Lawrence dodging, jumping, vaulting, parkour. As you see, you kind of jump over various barrels that as you see Lawrence just gets As you turn the corner, you hit something right in the chest. As you see, particularly someone you were hoping wouldn't notice, but they somehow always know. As you see, your guardian, Eloise. Eloise, from what we can see, is a purple-skinned individual with the same purple-colored eyes that kind of fill the entirety of the socket. They have silver glasses and earrings, and also another set of horns with dreads that kind of go over their one side of the face, and also on the sort of back of the hair, and also has a notable scar across their right eye, which they try to cover. As you see, they're currently dressed up in almost like the clothes they'll be wearing for the festival. As you see, they kind of have their arms crossed. Lawrence? Care to tell me why you were causing trouble within the entirety of Ma at the moment?
Oh, hey, you listen, is that a new lipstick? You look great. Truly. It just matches everything so well. Not that you don't always look great, but today, like, you really 100%, 110%, honestly. You look great.
Mm-hmm. You see coming behind you, drenched in what looks like to be maybe fruit punch, Jeremiah and the smaller individual kid as they kind of come up getting ready to beat you, and then immediately see Eloise, who just stares daggers. Goes, "Hey, Eloise, how you doing? I'm sorry. We just were playing.
Playing around,
Yeah.
you know, festival, high spirits, and all that.
You see Eloise, Jeremiah, I'm gonna say this was playing. Please go back to your parents' house." Daddy goes, "Anything for you, Eloise. Lawrence, if I see you at Malali's, your ass is grass." As you see, he kind of goes off, and you see the guy behind him, "Yeah, your ass is grass," and proceeds to walk off as well.
Love you too, buddy.
Eloise stares daggers. "Sometimes, Lawrence, I am really wondering when you are going to give up these frivolous activities."
It's just lighthearted. Nothing happens in this town. I was just trying to start the excitement for the festival. It's not a big deal. Come on.
Lawrence, you may not learn this lesson yet, but sometimes a bit of quiet and nothing happening is the best outcome. It means that there's no trouble.
Sounds like torture.
You see one of the neighbors. "Eloise!" "Mr. Perkins, how can I help you?" "We're trying to set up the tent. We were wondering if we can ask you and Lawrence for help."
Oh, sure. I got you.
Lawrence, fantastic. And you
Sounds
see,
into help.
as you guys as you guys are kind of helping set up the tent, they kind of go, "What are your plans for tonight, Lawrence?"
Probably just gonna, you know, find some people to hang out with. I don't know, like, somebody might come along. Maybe, I don't know. I heard maybe Malele might. It's, maybe. I don't know. I didn't think too much about it or anything. It's just something I may have heard. We talked about it in passing. Is like fiddling with things and just hands like working just on their own as he sort of like just like mumbles about it.
You see the older individual you're helping out go, "Yeah, sure. Friends."
No, what is that supposed to mean?
"I've been around the tree long enough to know when there's KISS in someone's head."
I don't know what that spells suddenly. I have to go. Do you need anything else?
You see Eloise kind of go, "Well, I just wanted to ask, as you know, I will be performing as usual tonight. I just wanted to know, did you need money in case you wanted to buy food for yourself, or do you think you'll be back home in time for to grab something together?"
And I'll kind of like pause a second because he feels, like this is a really kind of special moment. I feel like Eloise has always made the festival really, really hyped it up ever since he was younger, kind of made it something for him to be excited about. So he kind of feels a need to be kind of with me. He's like, I'll try to make it. I should make it. Yeah, I'll make sure I'll skip out a little early and make sure I come grab some food with you and catch the performance.
Fantastic. Oh, well, I'll be here. And at this moment, Melele, you see both Eloise and Lawrence in the middle of the town, as the rest of you all see them as well. How do you interact with them here?
Ooh, I think from where I am standing just off to the side of the boat, I just go, "Hey, over here!" And I'll wave. And as they kind of look over, I'll say, "Hello, Eloise. Lawrence, are y'all ready?"
Hello, Melele. We were just talking about you.
I think Lauren.
Oh, good things, right? I hope.
Oh,
good
only the
things.
best things. We were just wondering if you brought anything new into town to buy. Isn't that right, Lawrence?
Yes, yeah. Just trying to see if you brought anything into town
Oh,
new
Yeah, actually,
to
I
buy.
found something really great that I want to show to Rao later. It's and I'll like pull out of the pocket that I had stowed it in earlier, the little like piece of metal. It's sort of like a plate. And there's different gears that are interlocking within it. And when you pull on this little crank, there's like a little figure in the center that looks like it's like fighting. See?
It's
Yeah?
very cute. You see the old man, and immediately when you say "arow," he goes, "Ooh, that's strike one."
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Nothing. Nothing. Oh boy. And he kind of just sips away.
Awesome.
And you see Eloise kind of, you guys should go. I can help with the rest of Mr. Perkins here.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Well, yeah. See ya, Mr. Perkins, and Eloise. See you later. Sort of
Grabbing
like,
Lawrence's hand and
it's like-
pulling.
stop it. Like, he like walks away.
As you all begin to walk away, you see Eloise kind of looking very, almost like a proud parent, as the older gentleman goes, "Hey, grow up so fast. Be a little too fast, Mr. Perkins." Yes. Beretta wanted to speak to you about tonight. And it is tonight. What about, what's her name? Paulina, is she also, yep, yeah, as well. Should I set up the usual place? Please do. We have to make sure we do it first thing. We don't want anything bad happening tonight. Right away, Eloise. Yeah, are you ever going to tell them one day? One day, but not today. Well, then, whatever you say, and begins to walk off. As you see Eloise's hands clasped together, begins to walk off as well. And with that, we see a time shift. As everything becomes from day to the echelons of night. As the festival is happening, the narrator comes back on and goes, "The Festival of Paragons is a sight to see. Fireworks, food out galore from various areas of the country, and most importantly, our heroes get wild on a boat. Any boat but Malele's boat, as Malele always does this every year." That we jump to this scenery as these events will jump us into our next proceedings. As we open up on the boat, specifically, it seems to be a wild party, especially on Malele's boat. Malele, would you have kept the boat docked, or do you think you would have let the boat kind of go on the river a little bit?
I think the plan is to just, dock it for a little bit, just as like all the festivities are going, because there's people milling about. We're socializing with people that we know. But as it gets later into the night, the plan is to kind of just like unrope the boats and just kind of let it go out as all of the other boats around are celebrating festivities as well, and have like a sort of like late night celebration.
Fantastic. As we are currently almost in that in-between of docked and leaving, we see that a number of individuals here. You can see that not only are various other people of around your age on this boat, but for specifically our characters here, the most prominent members that are here are Jeremiah. As you see, he is darting, almost looking for Lawrence at this point. Where is that? And also, we see the Davon twins, Sada and Liana. Specifically Gareth. No, one of these two. You don't know if you should talk to them or not, but that remains to be seen. But in this instance, what do my lovely heroes do as the party is jumping and going along?
Rao has grabbed both Gareth and Lawrence on either arm and kind of just goes, "So, it's the festival. We have a beautiful boat and a beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
Are either of you gonna make your moves tonight? It's the perfect opportunity. This is the stuff bards and poets write about."
I don't know about Gareth, but I always have moves. He sort of starts.
Yeah. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. He like shoves more like bacon and breakfast food over to you. He's like, "You need your strength. You gotta eat. You gotta eat. You can't
Just completely cold.
Hungry.
Cold.
Cold.
Completely cold. Not even heat.
Right.
Completely cold.
And then like he turns his gaze over to Gareth and he's just like, Sada's over there, just hanging out with her sister.
Great. I hope she enjoys her night.
You're not gonna do anything? You're not gonna say anything?
I'm gonna leave her alone. That's what I'm gonna That's what I'm gonna do. Rao,
Are
you know
you
what
nervous?
happened last. Rao, you know what happened last time.
It's just a small little blunder. It happens to everyone. It happened to Lawrence and I when we tried. Do you remember the first time we tried to have
Because of
you
what-
confess to Malele?
Because of
I
what
don't know
Malele-
what you're talking about. I remember a
because
time
of
we
what
built a
Malele
boat.
did, bro. I don't have a single piece of yellow clothing in my wardrobe now. I can't even look at the color yellow.
You see that he just goes, well, that's fine. Stay away from the yellow. Yellow just reeks of the old bad plan. New plan, new color. Reds, as he like pulls a random like flower, I think like off one of the decor, like off of a lamppost or something. It's like red. Red is the color of success.
And as I gesture over to the Davon twins, and yeah, Sada's wearing yellow, and the other twin is wearing red. Leon is wearing red. So you're telling me? No.
What?
No.
No? No?
First off, Malele, drinks first.
Huh? Malele has all of these flower crowns that she's made for everybody.
Oh.
Drinks? Yes! Oh, I forgot about those! And she just, and like
Lawrence-
hurries and like throws one on each person's head.
Lawrence is
Yeah,
gonna like
hanging them
step in
out.
and like try to help throw out
Oh,
flower
yes.
crowns. Takes
Oh,
one
yeah.
for himself, of course. Puts it on his head.
Yes. Okay, perfect. And I think yes, I was definitely going to match up Seda and her sister's flower crowns with their dresses. So Seda has the yellow, her sister has red. We have a little blue one for Lawrence and a little pink and like it's got little speckles of white on it for Gareth. And then for Rao, we have like this dark red, rosy type deal. Okay, perfect.
Thanks,
Oh,
Malele.
drinks. Yes. Okay. And then I will pull out like this little picnic basket and start handing out all of the different beverages to everybody.
You're the best.
You do notice at this point, it looks like Jeremiah and his other little ragtag partner are trying to use one of your vases as a drinking cup. A very expensive, very ancient, very vintage, as he's like, look what I found, guys!
Ooh, careful with that! And I like, run and try to like balance it. Careful!
I'm gonna drink so
That's
much out of
very
this!
expensive. You can drink a lot of them, but also it'll cost you your whole house if you break it. So be careful.
Yeah, you know
Oh.
that. With that, what does everybody else do before we continue on down this river? Anything else we want to do?
Lawrence is
You know.
dancing. He's got his pan flute out. He's just dancing and playing. He's having a good time.
I think Malay will see Lawrence dancing and will kind of like loop elbows with Gareth and swirl Gareth around a couple times until we switching partners and switch you with Seda.
And I immediately am. We actually like bump foreheads. Me and Seda. I give her a good like knock on the head with my forehead. Oh, Seda. No one told me that you were gonna be here.
We see now a little bit more of a description of the Davon twins. Specifically, Seda seems to be light brown skin, very human in nature, around the same age as the rest, in like early, maybe mid-20s. As we see, they're in a very fine dress at the moment, with their hair is naturally black, with the tips of it dyed almost red in nature to sort of match up what they're feeling at the moment. And their twin, Liana, looks very similar, but their hair is kind of the reverse, with the top most portion of their hair is dipped in the color of their dress, and the other is natural. It's a little bit of a ponytail that looks really, really long, and it's like, this is a choice. This is some fashion choice, but at the moment she kind of turns around. Gareth, hi! It's a pleasure to see you again.
Yeah.
Looked lovely.
Yeah. What are you drinking? You don't.
Don't know what I'm drinking, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
As you see her sister kind of go, yeah, girl.
I'm drinking milk.
It's lovely. Milk is a choice. You see Lawrence kind of from afar. Whip! It comes over, puts a little bit, not even anything, it just gives you a little bit of like an actual drink, not necessarily anything alcohol-like. It's like, at least drink some juice. Come on, milk, what are you? You're not poor here, my guy.
Trying to pack on the pounds, but okay. Boats.
Ah,
Am I right?
indeed, boats. You see her sister just...
Malali's gonna gallop by, like, dancing, like, haha, dancing's great! And whirl Lawrence around, trying to get... I'm, like, looking at, Gareth and, like, winking. Dancing is so fun!
Yeah, would you like to...
I'm
Rao,
like,
can you hold my
as I,
drinks?
like,
Rao, can you hold my drinks? Rao, hold my drinks.
Yeah, Rao grabs the drinks. He's like, "Go dance," and he shoves you with his shin. Like, "Go dance."
And we begin to do like some sort of jig. As to what success he does I don't know.
I'm curious. Roll a d24, please. I'm
Yes.
very
No,
curious.
not
Oh,
the
dear.
jig check. Not the jig check.
Heck the jig.
Okay, 15. Okay.
You do surprisingly well. It's, you're scared. You can feel your heart just, but they can't. They don't kind of slow dance, so they can't feel that pressure in a sense. Which is very confident. You see, their sister Liana does not approve too much of you. Just like, you're gonna dance with this nerd, but you do dance away.
And
With that, continue, please.
yeah, as we dance, and everyone else of the party is dancing around us, I would like to, she's just staring into my eyes, and I'm just like looking down at the floor, and I just mutter underneath my breath, I wrote you something.
Did you? I love poetry. What did you write me?
And I'm gonna go ahead and use my fighter ability, Summon the Blood. You bolster the spirits of your party by reciting a poem.
What?
And it's scribbled in my scribbled on my hand. I know that someone told me it was Malali actually that you like poetry, so yellow is the color of the sun. The color of you and me, the color of us. It's the color of pea and the color of wheat. Nothing would be better than to break bread with me. I'm gonna go drink more milk.
You see Jeremiah gonna go, nice one, my guy. We got a grade A bottle right here.
And I'm gonna immediately leave the dance floor, and I'm gonna be like, I will be right back, guys. Bathroom.
Fantastic. As that is all happening, we see the music slyly down a bit as the fireworks begin to poof, 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 poof off as the festivity is in full swing. Lele, as you are dancing around, going about having a good time, you notice something. You usually keep your door to your quarters or the shop locked, because the last thing you want is a bunch of people getting in during a party, but you see the door is wide open. Nobody has gone inside from what you can see, but somebody must have picklocked their way in here.
I instantly stop as my dog tries to kiss me. I instantly stop and I go, wait a minute. And I look over and I grab Lawrence. And I say, I think somebody is in My boat.
There's
Could you follow me?
lots
I'm
of
scared.
people in your. Okay, yeah. I got.
The
Yeah.
door is unlocked. Okay.
And just purely because of her voice, his hand immediately goes to his chakrams on his hip.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the door and like peek in.
I think Lawrence will kind of
You
like, let me do it. I'm kind of looking.
With that, as you kind of proceed inward into your abode, you see this place has been ransacked. Somebody was looking for something in here. You see various things. You've lost a bit of value of money here, but it looks like someone was really rummaging through this stuff to find something.
Oh no. I think directly to that hilt earlier, and I go to see if I can find it.
You go exactly to where it should be, and you find that the cloth it's wrapped in is gone. Someone took it.
They stole it.
Who? Who would? Do you think it's Jeremiah?
There were some men here earlier today, and they were looking for this. And I like pull out the scrap of leather they gave me with the item on it. They wanted me to find this, and I have it, but I didn't tell them that, and it was one of the last things my parents before they.
Is this something I recognize?
Roll d20 real quick. Let's see if you ever read about this.
Lawrence doesn't read. No, he reads. 19.
Reading 19. Damn.
Readings for users.
From what you can see, you don't know the specific item, but you can roughly translate the runes that are around it, as they are from Nafri, or kind of that ancient, almost natural like runes on it. And for all intents and purposes, this hilt isn't an actual weapon. It seems to be a key. And the only place in which you've seen these same ruin-like scribblings is in the nearby ruins that are within the vicinity of the town of Mar.
I think they came back and they stole it. I don't know where to find them. They said they'd be at the end, but I doubt they're there if they stole something.
I'm looking at my boots.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Is there any? Can I look to see if there's anything else of value stolen?
Please do. You can roll a d20. And you also have, if you think a move can be applied here, you can as well.
No, all of my moves deal with other types of things, but I got a 12.
A 12. All right, with a 12, it's a success. From what you can see, this was really their main object of desire. You also do see they did take a number of what you know to be known as magi crystals, which is the equivalent of a stick of TNT almost, or it's like dynamite is, but a little bit more explosive since it's magical in nature. So it seems that they took the sword and they took some equivalent of magical dynamite.
Yeah. Everything's fine. There's no. Oh gosh, I also had some explosives that they took.
That's bad. I think he's going to summon. And let me know what all I can do with this. He's going to summon Little Bird.
Mm-hmm. So what does the bird look like as we summon it from the ethereal, as it kind of pops in with smoke, almost a purplish color to it?
I think he's got these like, it's very cute. He's probably like this big, not very big. He's got like just dark eyes, so there's like kind of a eeriness to him. And I'll say, all right, give a description.
Okay.
Listen.
With that, it kind of.
Oh, sorry. Yes, and I'll just describe the men to the bird.
With that, begins to go out the window.
Say, go to the ruins around town.
that's
proceeds
pretty cool.
to go around. I
Yeah.
believe you have a telepathic link with it, Lawrence,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. So, from what you can tell, almost very a la Assassin's Creed-esque, you can see immediately outside, even just before you even get to the ruins, they must have, in the sense of come in the water. The river itself isn't anything to, like, you can walk a little bit before it gets deep. So you can
Mhm.
see that whoever came in through the front and then escaped through the back. As you can see, there are footprints that are still muddy and wet as they begin to go onto land. And you can see in the vicinity of where they're going, they seem to be headed towards the ruins.
Okay. Are we docked? Or we're out in the water?
You're a little bit, you haven't gone that far. You can turn around kind of if you want to, because you kind of just started to go off. Plus it's a river, so it's not anything too crazy if you did get off and kind of just drop anchor right quick.
Oh, he was just gonna jump off the boat. So he says, all right, Alele, I need you to tell Gareth and Rao and maybe stop the boat somewhere. I don't know who's gonna look after us. Someone needs to keep an eye on the boat though.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they can just keep partying. Wait,
That's a
probably
good
bad
point.
idea.
Keep your door closed so we know if anyone else tries to go in.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a head start. They're headed towards the ruins, so meet me there. And he's gonna like rush out and just like dive off and swim to the shore and head out.
Do we hear the distinct sound of a splash in the water?
Dude,
Not a
at
good
first I
diver.
think-
Yeah.
You seem to hear like almost like if you land tummy first against the water, just as you hear that. But you think maybe it's Jeremiah being stupid. Not Jeremiah's still dry, so kind of looking over, you can see what looks like to be Lawrence just like belly flop, and then proceeds to kind of just swim over very painfully onto the side.
Is Gareth near Rao at all in this moment?
Yeah, I think we were having like a little argument. Like, I'm like, Rao, if you weren't like breathing down my neck, I could have pulled this off.
It's fine. We all get nervous sometimes. Belly flop is heard in
Yeah.
the distance, and then he like grabs your shoulder. Did you hear that? And
Yeah.
then he looks overboard, and I don't think because Rao is just tunnel visioning. He first sees that someone's overboard, and he goes, man overboard, and then realizes Lawrence, and he goes, Lawrence is overboard, and he's like, I'm going after them, and he hops onto the side of the boat and will jump down.
Oh my gosh, perfect. I think that's
And-
like right as you jump in, Malele is like, oh my gosh, you're never gonna know what happened. Poosh. Oh. I guess there though. I guess it's just you and me, Gareth.
make someone the
every-
captain. I'm going to. As
Oh,
I say, Rao, catch my sword! As I throw it over.
Rao pops out of the water, catch your what?
And it immediately just like an anchor just down. But thankfully it's in shallow water, and I come down too as well. Malele, I don't know what's happening, but you coming?
no, I have to steer the boat.
Make someone else the captain. I'm sure someone else knows how to commander a boat.
I turn to Liana. You're the captain.
Oh no.
Keep her afloat. And I'll
As you kind of jump off of here, everybody, I am the captain now. Let's get it. Bring us the good stuff. Yeah.
Oh no. What have we
Oh
done?
no.
You all proceed towards these ruins, and with that, we're going to take our short break here. So with that, everybody, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Use our baño, get some water, get some snacks, and we'll be right back to join you all. See you soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Symphony of Scylos. With that, let's get back into it. At the moment, we see our heroes running through the woods of Karish, trying to chase down a couple of culprits who managed to snag their way into Malele's boat. at the moment, you all are slightly drenched from bottom down, but you currently are in the woods. And as you are kind of making your way almost throughout this, what is going through our minds as we're chasing down whoever this could be?
I think like Rao, it now probably haven't been told what's going on, is like focus, hand on his blade, and it's just kind of like asking questions like, how many people were there? Like, did they get anything else? Like, did any of them carry weapons? And he's just kind of like, you muted my beloved.
Muted.
My microphone wasn't on. Oh my gosh, I'm a dingus. All right, sorry. Mulayli says that she knows that, yes, they took the hilt. It's kind of like a ceremonial thing, key, sort of like anyways. And then explosives. They took a lot of explosives. They're very big explosives, not the types used for fireworks. Very big explosives. And that's all I remember.
Yeah, I think like Rao is tightening the brand new bracer on his arm, and it's just kind of like, dastardly troublemakers. It's up to us, stop him. And he like tightens it, and he's ready to go.
Gareth is leading up the flank here, and he has two smaller short swords that he has on both sides of his waist. And he's gonna say, guys, we're not that far from Mar. You don't really have to get involved in this. If someone took something from you, Millie, you should just get the town guard. I know it's a small town guard, but
We don't have time to get the town guard.
Yeah, plus, I mean, they had just gotten off the boat, so I think we can catch them if we're fast enough.
All right, let's go. But don't blame me if you get hurt.
No one's gonna get
worry.
hurt.
No one's getting hurt.
As you say, no one's gonna get hurt. You
No!
literally hear,
Don't do this!
you just hear hole as you just hear almost like timing it. You see a firework go off and immediately closer as you see they set off one of the explosives. You can hear something as you kind of come out the clearing, not necessarily open yet. You see there are more than 3 men here. There's almost about roughly, if you're counting heads, maybe 20-ish, maybe 25, as you see that they must have hidden within, either nearby or must have hidden, but you can see what looks like to be a number of individuals, all looking like commoners at the moment. No any kind of, at the moment from what you can just plainly see, it doesn't seem anything out of the ordinary, but what you can see specifically what they're doing is that they have blown at the moment into the face of the ruins. This ruin was closed down just in the sense of they were uncovering it piece by piece, but being delicate with it because it's a ruin. They want to preserve it. These gentlemen don't care and immediately just blow open a hole in the middle of it. As you see, they're kind of clearing the dust and kind of taking note.
I think when we like hear the first explosion and come up to this, like Rao is kind of like, get down, and like so that we can like observe but not be seen. And you said about 20 people are here?
About 20. They seem to be almost like they don't seem to be armored in the sense. They don't seem to be like, there's 20 people, but they don't seem to be like 20 soldiers at the moment. They just seem to be 20 individuals. So
cool. Rao's a one-man army. No, he's not. He kind of like looks around. Does someone look the most in charge? Where are they standing?
you do see someone in charge. You don't have to roll for this because they make it very
Okay.
obvious as they're barking orders. Specifically, you, Millie, can see it's the same individual that was on your boat. The individual who introduced himself as Alazar, but he doesn't have his accent. You see, he's just like, all right, make sure we got a couple guys out here. We're gonna go inside. We're gonna find the crown. If that librarian lied to us, going back. See, yes, sir. You see the rest of them begin to sort of pretty much half and half. 10 go inside, 10 stay out. And the 10 outside kind of spread out and kind of do a little bit of patrolling a little bit as they have torches in their hands.
Okay.
We still have time to turn back, y'all.
I don't.
Uh,
What do you think, Ro?
Rao is just kind of like, any of these guys look familiar to you? You see the guy who
Oh.
took your stuff?
Yeah, that one, the one who was talking, he was the one leading them, and then I think those two were the ones that followed.
And these are the folks that went inside, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And then I think like Gareth, you hear like Rao in his kind of like he's entered like zealous mode now, and you all know that this is Rao in like Gear Knight mode now, where he's just like, we could, but by the time the guard get here, they might have already destroyed the place. I don't know if we have that time. And he like holds onto the hilt of his long sword and looks at all of you. He's like, I'm gonna sneak past these 10 and go in and at least try and stop the guys inside. I think that's the
some eyes
smartest
ahead
plan.
of us. And he'll summon I can get some eyes ahead of us, and he'll summon Little Bird again. Well,
Little Bird.
tell Little Bird to come over here. Come over here.
You kind of
Say,
very, just slightly loud, but you're like,
Shh, come on. Stealth mode. Good job. All right. We need to follow those guys that just went in. Can't let yourself be seen, all right?
you see very slowly just kind of going inside. You can see you've never really been in here. You see you were right on the nose in terms of the ruin marks as you see there along the echelons, but specifically what you see inside of this place is a beautiful dome of almost like ruin-esque. You see things are crippled down, but apparently it's made of stone and wood. You see along the wall seems to be faded paint and what looks like to be flora that is all over the place, glowing blue in a sense, almost pulsing in nature. And it has this feeling of beauty but also somberness to it. See, the men currently are scattering around. You see that like turning over stone. You can see they have the explosives in a certain pile near the back, almost like back left. But at the moment, it looks like they're rummaging through stuff. They're trying to press stone. They're trying to pick up stuff. It looks like they're clearly looking for something here.
Oh, can I just very quickly. I have like in Valeli's robes. She pulls out some paper and a pen. And can I like use my magic pen to make a forgery really quick?
It'll be forging here.
I
Are we
want to
trying
make like an inspector's certificate.
Okay, I think for now, because you do have this, you have this on hand already, because that's how the thing works.
Yeah.
So I say for the moment you make it. Now, in terms of pulling it off, that's up to you. But at the moment, you have something that looks like a legal document of like, hey, kind of deal.
All right. I'm just gonna hold on to this in case we get caught. If we get caught, then I'm gonna be an inspector, and I'm gonna warn them about how they're going to bring this whole place down around us because of the structural integrity that they have compromised due to the explosions. So that's our cover in case anything happens. But now we keep sneaky.
All right, Ral, you gonna sneak in?
I think so.
Here's the thing. You make it in. Great. But even us four, I don't know if we're getting past 10 on the way back in, or on the way back out. So, we making this violent? I know we've sparred in training, but
I think Rao kind of like he nods, he like acknowledges what you're saying, and he kind of just says like, sometimes people, if they make this a fight, then I will protect you all. I'm gonna defend us. I'm gonna defend Mar. I'm not gonna just let this slide.
all right. I think it's best. The less people we have, the easier you'll get in. Malele, Lawrence,
Yeah.
one of you go with Rao, one of you with me. I got the perfect distraction. I've already had a drink in me, so might as well play the part.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with you. If we're doing like a social thing here.
Lawrence, you've always stuck to the shadows.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's get this going.
And we split ways, and we fork off.
Splitting the
Um,
party. This is a great idea. Everything good happens when we
Um,
split the party.
Before everyone like splits, he's gonna like look at Malele and Gareth and go, "If you need to run, run.
Okay.
Head to Eloise. She'll know what to do."
Sounds good.
Chris, could I retcon here a little bit and have my little speech be an ability of Valiant Soliloquy? So
Sure. You're
essentially,
kind of giving a.
you
yeah,
inspire
so
your
what is it?
allies with a rousing speech, and when you complete it, each member of the party pretty much gains a reroll on their next roll if needed.
Right. So, if all the members, you have a free reroll for this instance for this scene. At the
Mhm.
moment, who wants to go first? Our distraction or our sneaky people?
Maybe the distraction,
Call it
right?
distraction.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Distraction. How do you distract?
It's a great question.
We're going in slightly tipsy. We started the Festival of Paragons quite early on. Are you ready, Malele?
Yeah.
Thing is,
Here we go.
I've never been drunk in my life, so let's see how this goes.
Me either. I
And-
like reach into my deep, endless pockets and pull out like it's like a glass bottle. It's not at all like an alcohol bottle. It's probably like a medicine bottle.
Yeah, it's a science
like a
flask. It's a
cherry
Bunsen
medicine.
burn.
Here you go. If you need it. Close enough, right?
Is this perfume? What is this?
Ooh. I don't know. I don't like it though.
I'm not drinking this, but okay, let's just.
That's fine.
Oh my goodness! Hey, you guys! I didn't know we were having a party out here.
You
What's
see
up? What's up?
two of them kind of look at each other and kind of go, "I am sorry, but there is construction going about at the moment. Can I help you?"
The only thing we're
Oh.
constructing is this house party. Yeah. And we get closer.
All right. I will say for this instance, because this is weird. So just one of you can roll for this instance. So who wants to roll the d20 in this case here?
Danny,
I
go.
think you got it. Yeah.
No. No. Okay, fine.
No.
I'll do it.
It's on you. Oh,
It's
yeah,
on you.
17. There we go.
Nice.
You see the kind of los niños. Look, we are more than happy to get you back to your village. Please let us. And you see that as they're kind of going, kind of trying to push you back, it leaves an opening for our stealth crew. So if you would be so kind,
Yes.
one of you can roll the stealth for the both of you here.
All right. How are we feeling? How are we feeling with the dice?
Ah,
You're not
you know,
feeling
I
it?
rolled once and it was good.
Alright.
This is a new
Uh-huh.
set. I got the set purely for this, or I brought the set out purely for this game. So far it's been good, but I don't.
Ooh.
I can roll if you want. I've got it.
Yeah.
got the
Have you
die.
rolled yet?
Right.
Go
I
for
haven't
it.
yet.
Yeah,
Alright, I'll
roll.
roll.
There you go.
Don't fuck with me.
Oh no! Oh
Don't
no!
fuck with me, boy.
Ooh, 18.
Yes.
Y'all getting lucky. It's only a matter of
Yep.
time. It's only a matter of time. But with that, you manage to sneak past this. You go, okay, all right, yeah, ooh, real fun festival. As you guys manage to sneak inside. With that, as the crew who gets inside, you see they're trying to talk with one another. It echoes a bit in here, but primarily it's all one space. And primarily what you can hear is, you find it yet? I didn't find anything. What does it look like again? Burning. Looks like a crown. Try to find it. Goes, all right, I'll try to find it. I'm not finding anything. Look harder. We don't have a lot of time. There's only so many times they can launch fireworks. As you hear that kind of echoing through here. What do we want to do in this instance?
So they're clearly looking for something. They're looking for something that looks like a crown. How separated are all the individuals? Are they like spread out?
We're like two man groups. So it's if there's 10, there's about 5 different groups in here of 2.
Okay.
They are spread out, but they're just like together, like buddy system.
Mm-hmm. Buddy system. So I think like Rao, like is crouched low to the stone and kind of like looks at Lawrence and says, "We've got 2 options here. We find the thing before they do, or we take them out one by one, or try to stop them. That's a 3rd option. We can do that too."
You
Really make a
also
big
see
scene.
the explosives are stockpiled in the back, so that's also there for your
Oh!
knowledge. You see that in the bottom like left
Ah.
as well in terms of what's available in this room.
I would love it if Lawrence was the one that picks up on that. I think
Yeah,
that's
Lawrence
a very Lawrence
was-
thing to pick up on.
Or
Pyromaniac is like,
and then kind of like points to the fireworks. We could bring the party in here.
Well, that's a good idea. All right. And he kind of like stands up and he goes, "If I give you an opening, can you grab it? That way we sandwich them between the explosives and them, or do you want me there with you?"
That I can do.
All right. And what can I do? I've got some stuff. Hold on. Let me see what stuff I have. And I think can I do? Yeah, I'm going to use my ability to declare. So I profess a reason for intervening on a matter, stealing my resolve. So what Rao is going to do is that he's going to have his hand on his longsword hilt, have it drawn slightly to show that he means business, and I would like to use the specific result to compel an NPC to explain what they're doing. As he like steps on up, he's like, "What are you all doing in here?"
you see they all kind of almost like, you ever seen the Devil May Cry meme of the guy just turning around? It's the same deal
Yes!
as he just turns around of like, who in the world? And he goes, "I'm sorry, can we help you?"
You set off some explosives to disrupt this place. Leave this place, or explain what you are doing now before I call the authorities. Yes, Lawrence.
You're still with that stuff. You kind of slow. We are just humble construction workers. We're doing a little bit of maintenance, as they say. So, don't worry, no time to call the guard.
Maintenance for an old ruins. Please enlighten me. What needs by destroying it? Please enlighten me. I'm just gonna keep buying time for Lawrence to get to the explosives.
Give me one roll. Give me one roll now at this point, Lawrence. Please, senor, it is nothing of concern. You should go back to the libations and facilities. What did you get?
A 12.
12.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
Still a success. So you still do what you're trying to do.
But
With that. No, it's fine. It's when you get to 10.
Oh,
6 to 10
right,
when it's
okay.
like the bud. So it's
Okay.
a wide range. So with that, you, Lawrence, managed to get to the crystals. Nobody's around it, and you have access. It's like a very large stockpile, and you know that if one goes off, it can set up quite a big explosion. It may hurt you a little bit, but it's not gonna kill you. But you see
Edwards.
the individual above begins to slowly walk down the steps. Signor. We are simply here to help your town. Please put this sword down and we will simply take you back. We do not want to hurt you. As you see,
Oh,
the other members begin to slowly approach.
hurt me. And he like peers behind to see if Lawrence has got the explosives and is there.
Yeah, I would think he's there by now. Do I see an optimal place to maybe aim the explosives, or like,
you
is there an
see that-
optimal?
Yeah. You see that as they're kind of going in the middle, you can see that it almost looks like it's false ground a little bit. They're being careful with their steps. So if you maybe chuck it in the middle, they can fall right down and they'll be trapped.
Oh yeah, I'm going to use a scintillate. Scintillate? Am I saying that right? Yeah, scintillate to set a little lightning on it and light it and throw it.
As you see as you light it, it's almost like instead of it sizzling, it kind of begins to like glass cracking inside. As you see, it begins to almost as you hear, "Take cover!" As you see an explosion goes off here. You see about maybe half of the men immediately fall down into what looks like to be a deep crevice. As they are falling down, you begin to hear something moan.
I think
You're-
Rao, there's a moment where he like was standing down and looking down like triumphantly. Then the groan happens and he looks up at Lawrence to see if Lawrence made that noise.
Lawrence looks like puzzled. He's like, "What was that?"
You on the outside, as you guys are dealing with things, the outside, you hear one of the guys go, "What the hell was that?" As you see an explosion come off. Look, forget a. Kids, I'm sorry, we have to go back inside. As you see the rest of them, right, we're going inside. That's the outside party doing here, as the men are kind of gathering up and going back into ruins here.
Did we hear the explosion?
Oh yes, you heard the explosion, and you also heard what almost is like somebody just very low, like not anything unnatural. It just looks like maybe something broke inside.
Oh. I just look to you and I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound good, Garrett.
Look, they might be in trouble. We gotta go after him. Still, act a little tipsy. House party inside!
The party inside! Woo.
And we run off right behind them into the ruins.
At this point, I'm going to say they are going to stop you. Here's the thing: either you let them stop you, or you give up this act and start fighting these guys. Because at this point, they're like, "Okay, no, you need to stay back." At this point, they're being forceful now. So you have a choice here of either continuing to like just back off and maybe just from afar, or you just start fighting these fools.
Malele, we need if it's bad, we need to make our escape.
Okay,
Do you want
I
to go
think-
back for the boat?
we gotta get our friends though. And I like plan B, and I rip out the inspector's license, and I'm like, this was a stick up. I'm just here to inspect you.
You see, they immediately go, "Oh crap, it's Estins," and begin to pull out their swords. Immediately,
Clancy!
kill them all!
And yeah, I just toss it to the ground, and yeah, as you yell plan C, I'm like, oh god, and I pull out my daggers.
And I pull out my short swords.
With that, we go back into the inside. What are we doing here? As we see that these men are kind of displaced. You see, the one is in front of you, Rao, getting ready to almost attack you, but you still have this element of surprise before he's able to really do anything.
Oh, element. So he's about to attack me.
Yes, but since you kind of
we-
surprised him, you get to kind of
Yeah.
go first.
Excellent. I love this for me. And what Rao would like to do is basically defend himself. So he's like, all right, we're rumbling. And yeah, do I want to use? I don't know if I want to use my AP yet. Rao will unsheath his longsword, and like what he wants to do is like meet the blade and push the guy back. So I should make an attack roll, I believe. I think in this instance.
Please roll 20.
Oh, please. Okay, that's a 16. We're rolling well today, gang.
16, fantastic. With that, you see, it's almost like slow motion, but you prepare for this all your life. You pull up the
I'm
sword.
ready.
You see, pulled up, meet at his gaze, and he goes, "You kids have no idea what you're getting into."
And Rao like meets his blade. Is like, try me, and pushes him back.
Ah! As you see him immediately falls in the ground. Doosh, 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 doosh. That, Lawrence, what are you doing? As you see, you manage to, one guy gets down. There's about two that are trying to almost like pincer move. Try to pincer move Rao at the moment. As you see, they're coming from each end, pulling up.
Like two people coming for Rao, you said, right?
Yeah, they're like they have to go around this hole that's now in, but they're going for Rao at the moment. It's two separate directions.
I want to use that already. I don't know if I do. That's a lot of AP. No, I'm not gonna use it yet. Okay. I think then maybe he's going to stand up and like grab one of his chakrams and like throw it and try to like pin one so they're like kind of incapacitated for a second.
All right.
I know that sounds donkulous, but we're gonna do
fine.
some anime shit.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's go. 17.
Let's go.
Thumbs at
We're so
work
built
here.
for
Somebody
this.
who's running out. With that, you almost like very fluidly it comes up. You see the almost moonlight shimmers across it, and then pins him to the wall. As you see, I'm stuck here. That the other guy is going in on the outside now. We see that the gentlemen here have immediately go, "Oh no, these are Estons. We gotta kill them." Immediately, the opposite of what you completely wanted. Well, the one is gonna go specifically against you, Malele, and there's another one that's gonna go for you, Gareth. So, completely miss. As you see that, like, as you guys manage to just dodge, sort of hit him upside the head. As you see that kind of confused kabobble. The other 8 are like trying to decide what's gonna go on here, what they're doing. So what are you guys doing in this moment as you have the upper hand?
I'll go first.
Sure.
Since Garrett's a fighter, for the one that got a 2, I'm assuming that's gonna be towards me. He missed, so I get to do a counter attack, and I get to immediately roll an attack with that.
Please
So
do.
let's see if I get it. Ooh, that's a 1.
A 1.
Have you
Oh
rolled
no.
it?
Yes.
Reroll. You have a reroll.
Do you have a
I think-
real? No.
Do
I know
I,
he
or-
gives it to everybody else.
Oh.
So
Oh,
I
you
don't-
give it to everyone
I
else.
don't.
Oh no.
So I think
no.
that when he swings at me first, I'm holding both short swords, and Malele, you see Gareth's hands like trembling, like it is trembling as he's holding his swords. And as he's swung at, he's about to swing and have an open shot, but his hand kind of goes limp and he drops one of his swords, and he just is kind of frozen in fear. And for the actual attack, he will just go ahead and go again, but not with a lot of confidence for his actual attack on his turn.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 6.
Gareth, this is a first for you. I've always wanted this, but now that you're in the moment and these men are armed, these aren't training dummies. They have steel. It's sharp. They can cut. And that sort of fear envelops you. Lily, what are you doing as you see that Gareth is not really in it right now?
Oh, I would like to take swingies with my 2 daggers, and I want to try to like see if I can not necessarily stab the guy, but like take his like robe or something and like pin him into the ground with the dagger.
All right.
Okay, I gotta roll a thing.
You stay.
That's a 15.
15 is a success. So with that, you see you trying to come up with that dodge, pin him to the ground as they go, as they have a cape. Oh, capes. With that,
Jeez, yes.
we go on
I
the
think
inside.
It's
Oh, no, please
probably the
continue.
guy that Gareth was staring down, like, and this guy was like looking back, and because Gareth had him distracted, I was able to like run up behind and do that move.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
With that, on the inside, we begin to hear something get louder. Start to see that the roots and vines of this place begin to crack. And the inside, we see the men that are trying to crawl up immediately in panic and fear begin to just forget about you completely and begin to run as the camera sort of pans down as we see what looks like to be a single cyanide glowing eye open up. You see this, Rao, because you are the one who can see into the hole right now. You see a massive wing expand out from this bark. What do you do in this instance as you see something big is inside here? It is coming out.
Do I only see the wing? I don't see the cyan eye. Do I see the eye?
You see something's glowing in there, moving around, and you see a giant wing just pop out.
Okay, this is not the time to gaily look into the eyes or whatever this is. I think what Rao's going to do, I think realizing that Lawrence is a ways away from him, and seeing this large creature come out of this hole, he like grabs Lawrence and is like, "We gotta go," and we're running. It's bad.
Lawrence does not hesitate. Let's go. We're out.
With that, you see, beginning around, roll a quick 20 for me right quick to see if you get out before this thing can get out.
Oh,
for
God,
you,
okay.
Rao.
Oh no.
Let's see. That's a 6.
6, fantastic.
All right.
With that, you grab Lawrence, you two proceed to run, and as you get halfway across, this thing begins to come out as you see dust, rubble begin to spread out. The two of you separate at the moment as you see dust covers this, and you see on the outside the number of men hear this and begin to just forget about everything and just go, "We need to get out of here," and begin to all break out into the woods. As that dust settling and is almost hard to breathe and see, Lawrence, you're trying to find your way back, and you think you can see Rao from the glow of their weapon that they usually have. So what do you do in this instant?
Sorry, what happened to Rao and I?
You got separated, and now there's
They're
like
separated.
a thick kind of dust that's kind of hard to see. You see something glowing, which you think it may be Rao because you've seen him
Oh, okay.
do this before.
So we're still in the cave.
Yeah.
In that case, Lawrence is gonna, because like Lawrence is not leaving without his friend, so he's gonna kind of call out, but is like choking, Rao, and kind of like try to head towards the glowy, hoping it's Rao. Please say it's Rao. Please say it's Rao.
Please say it's me. Do I hear that? Do I hear my friend?
You hear it, Rao, but it's not in your direction. And as you get closer, you see something of an imposing nature.
Oh
It's as
no.
tall as a 2-story building, maybe 3-story. As what you see before you is a large owl-like figure. Ram-like horns that are fluorescent blue on their head. Their fur is almost an amalgamation of purple and blue with a scar over their face. And you see, almost like opposite of yours, where your eye is gone, theirs is there. And where your eye is still, where you still have your eye, theirs is gone. As you see, they immediately close to your face, as you see looking just at you as their head turns in curiosity.
may I soul gaze at this thing? I will spend an AP to
You gotta
look at this
you gotta get it.
creature.
Do you want to get its attention?
Yes,
See, you can
because
use it.
Lawrence is here, and if this creature goes towards Lawrence, Rao cannot let that happen. So Rao, again, he's never really dealt with this, but he's been dreaming about doing this his entire life, to be the protector, to be the hero, right? So he, still determined, holds up his sword, and he goes, "Who are you? Face me!
You see,
Yeah,
almost like
come this way!"
swift as the wind, it heads, turns, begins to go towards you. Begins to look, and you can use your ability here. So what do you gain from this as well? Or you can
Yeah, so it
my
says
knowledge.
soul gaze is you peer into the eyes of another creature to sense their ideals and flaws. I'm giving this
As
thing a
you
vibe
look-
check.
Yeah. As you look into its eye, you see it kind of looks at you as well, almost like if it's doing the same to you. In that instance, it's hard for you to get a complete vibe on it, but what you can sense is confusion, anger, and almost like an echo behind its mind, it whispers a name. Eloise. Before you're able to get anything off, you see one of these soldiers kind of make their way up and immediately grab one of the crystals and chucks it at the creature as it explodes on their back. Fire flaming from their back. You see they immediately just slap the person into non-existence and immediately make their way out of the building. The people on the outside, you see a giant owl with a bit of its feathers on fire, proceeding to fly in the direction of Mar.
Gareth
That
pees himself a little.
Fair, honestly. Valid.
Gareth is too stunned to speak.
So we saw this flying past us. Do we see our friends anywhere?
I'll say in this instance, yeah, you do see the sort of smoke kind of or dust kind of dissipate. The men immediately break out into the woods. They're mostly scattered, but you can see both Lawrence and Rao.
Oh, what have we done? Come on, Gareth, and I'll pull you along with me
Yeah.
towards our friends.
Yeah. And I take her hand and we run off to where they are.
With that, you
yeah.
all
We reconvene. And I think you see like Rao is like staggered a little bit seeing that, but like looks for Lawrence and like grabs Lawrence by the forearm. Is like, "You okay?"
Yeah.
I think I might have misheard what the owl said. Can I reconfirm what the owl said?
The owl said what you believe it said was Eloise in a very whispered, almost curious tone.
And oh, I hate that. And then he kind of like looks over. Did Lawrence hear that? Was it just me?
Just you, because you were looking into its almost like it didn't speak, it just made bird noises, but since you were able to sort of stare directly into it, you had some sense of communication with it.
Yeah. So as he grabs Lawrence, he's just like, "It said Eloise."
Eloise?
Yeah. And he sees that it's flying towards Mars. Like, it's going towards Mars. No.
Come on.
No,
Come on.
we gotta go.
Immediately,
You notice-
like,
Yes. As you sort of doing that, you also notice that storms begin to form out of nowhere, thundering. Almost hurricane-like winds begin to... As the forest, as it's sort of flying, you see the forest glow as it sort of flies over it, almost like it's following in its direction. would you
Oh,
like
no.
to do in this instance?
Keep running. Oh, I guess we'd run
Run!
into Gareth and Malele though.
Mhm.
Yeah, as you guys are running, whoa, where are you going? And start running with you.
And Rao would say, I think it's going after Eloise. I don't know. It just said that to me.
Why? That's so weird. They're just running. Also, because Malele is very small and their robe is so big, there's a lot of sleeve flopping going on as they're running.
The festival is in full swing, and I think it's gonna do a lot of damage to the town if it gets there. I think we should go as fast as possible. We don't even have the boat anymore.
No, we're just supposed to swim across? How are we gonna get there fast enough?
Is my
So
little
Gareth-
bird? Is my little bird still around?
Yeah, your bird is still around. You see, it's like in the corner, just like almost you can't understand it, but it looks like it's just giving a like a jaw drop as you see it's just.
Hey, you're okay. I need you to find Eloise, please. Be careful.
Begins to fly off. What about the rest of you? What are you doing?
Based off where we are, and we kind of like somewhat know our bearings, how far away are we from Mar, like running distance, or like how much time?
You're not too far. If you run it, maybe 5 minutes if you really, because it's not too far. But it's if you were running, like full sprint. Because usually if you walk, it's maybe about 15. But if you just full sprint it, you can get there.
I'm instantly thinking of my mother, and I am sprinting without even waiting for the group. I'm running over right now.
Yeah. Rao's doing the same thing as well. And he is, when we reach into Mar, he's going to start, like, basically using his declarer to start yelling for the commoners to leave. Like, get out, there's danger, like, get out.
Fantastic. As you are doing that, you all proceed to rush towards Mar. As you get across the water, almost like beach landing kind of as you get onto Mar, you can see it is complete, almost like disaster in a sense. Hurricane, massive winds, thunder hitting the houses, specifically very dangerous for the ones that are made primarily out of wood or thatch. But you can see for the most part, people are panicking. People kind of are like trying to figure out what to do. Even the people that, talk a big game like Jeremiah are currently screaming like a little girl hiding in a barrel that they've just found. At the moment, you can see not only is Eloise currently trying to do their magic, in which you can see that they don't have a wand per se, but more of a conductor's baton, as you see as they use their magic, various multicolored constructs of violins, cellos, bass come out to fight whatever is in the wind. As you can see, the one glowing eye is currently hiding within the high winds, looking down, trying to attack, as it comes every so often to just destroy a building. The other thing that catches one of your eyes is that, Gareth, you see your mother waiting for some reason. As you see the cloths and fabrics that they use mold around her, as you see she's trying to put out fires using magic, which you've never seen her do before or even known she could do. As you see, she's trying to wrap things up, trying to protect people cushion as she's using her hands to move them.
Like she's like she's
doing
flying
full
fabrics. Okay.
Yeah. Gareth! Eloise goes, not the time. It's a whole discussion you can have with your son later. Watch out! As you see, she quickly forms an instrument to sort of hit this creature in their face. Goes off.
What do you want us to do? How can we help?
Gareth, just get everyone outside the town limits. If you can.
And what's gonna happen with you two? Are you guys gonna be able to get out?
You see Eloise, real quick. Rao, where's Sophia?
And Rao's just like, because Sophia already left, right? Yeah, like he was like, Sophia just left on a merc mission.
And you see, of course, everyone leaves when we need them. And you see immediately, get everyone across the river.
I can stay here. I can help.
You are not going to. You can help in other ways, but not fighting. This is a fight that has been going on for a little bit of a while, and you are all very ill-equipped to deal with it.
Okay, okay, this is just how we help. Then, we gotta get to the boat. We'll ferry people across.
Very good. And you see immediately thunder strikes into one of the nearby buildings as you see a number of people get trapped inside as a fire begins to start from the top. Deal with that. We'll deal with this. As you see, they immediately jump. You see your mother kind of go, I'm sorry, Gareth. I can explain later. And with that, uses the clothes to sort of jump themselves forward.
What is happening?
Okay. Yeah. Raul looks at Gareth's like, there's no time, they need us. And he will charge into the burning building.
Perfect.
Cool.
D20, please. What about everybody else? I think you just got.
That's my dice.
I yell, I'm gonna go grab the boat, and I'll go grab the boat.
No, I'm not doing this. I'm not dealing with a failure. I rolled a 4, re-roll. Absolutely not. We're not doing that now. Okay, that's better. That's an 11.
It's 11. All right, fantastic. With that, still success. So, Bo, we're going to a burning building. What about our other two here?
I'm gonna stand by Lawrence and figure out. Yeah, I'm just. Gareth is still in shock, just watching his mom be a badass, and because, yeah, and he is just going to slowly look at Lawrence. What happened in there?
And Lawrence is going to sort of like pause and say, That's as much as I can tell you right now. Help her out, okay? You need to get the people out of that building.
Okay. I'll see you at the boat. I'll see you at the river.
Be careful.
And I dash over to where Rao is and proceed to help as well.
Fantastic. With that, roll to get in that building. And then, Lawrence, what about you? What are you doing?
Lawrence is going to start directing people to the boat, I guess. Like, kind of
Fantastic,
being
alright.
like, this way. Because he loud.
He like, yo, this way. With that,
What?
with that, Rao, you immediately get under the inside of this building. As you do, you see there's a number of people coughing, trying to find their way out. What are you doing? It's raging fire. It's only on the top, so a lot of smoke is in this region here.
Rao is coughing and he's just like, come, I'll take you, I'll carry you all to safety. How many people are here?
Seems be about 4.
4. Help. I think Rao can like help 2 people. Like he's not gonna carry all of them because I think they're about his height. So maybe like just like help guide them out as Gareth comes in. So he's just like, come on, get your arm around me. You two, we're gonna get out of here, all right? Just stick close to me.
That you got him out. With that, at the moment, Gareth, you see Rao coming out of the building. You see there's 2 other people in there as well.
Are
Still
they
back in
adults?
there.
Are they children?
They're they look to be adults at the moment. You see one is at the moment almost like on the ground, kind of lying. The other one is still standing, trying to find where they are.
Gareth, in the heat of the moment, is just gonna grab the hand of the one standing and pull them out. And because with this burning building, things can happen really fast. And he doesn't even know who it is, but he's just gonna whisper under he's gonna yell out, "I'm sorry," and he's gonna take out the one person out of the building and leave the other one behind.
Fantastic. As you go in, I'm sorry. You see the watch out. You see immediately the person that's standing attempt to stab you.
What?
You see, you take 2 hit points of damage. as you see what looks like to be the individual, one of the soldiers, the one that primarily was the leader or whatnot, almost like half of their clothes is burned off and other is like dust. As you see, he pushes you to the ground as you're slightly bleeding in a chest, not vital, but you're bleeding. As you see him sort of just fixing his hair, you just people have no idea what. Oh, you big! I can't wait to kill you.
Do I hear this?
You hear something. You're too busy trying to escort people, so it's just Gareth right now, this guy and this other individual.
Dude, okay. I would like to imagine that like there's some space between us, and then like more of the ceiling drops in the middle of us. And with that stab in my side, I'm grabbing my side, and I legit have my Sephiroth moment, and I look at him through the flames. Is it time? No, I don't think it's time. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab both short swords out. I begin to grab at my big greatsword on my back, and I slightly tug at it, but I don't have the energy for that right now. So I grab both short swords, and I say, "You're gonna be my first." And I'm gonna go ahead and rush at him with a wild attack.
Please do.
As I scream out a murderous cry.
Yes.
Essentially, I'm kind of like, he's the matador, and I'm the bull, as I begin to just go for a lunge attack.
Alright.
Alright. That is going to be an 8, so you deal double damage to the enemy, but they counterattack you.
All right. With that, you go in. What are you? You're going for a stab, right, or a lunge?
Yeah, just dual wield lunge.
With that, you see he tries to go in. You manage to. As you see, he gets stabbed. You put him against the post. With that, he tries to hit you, but he's almost like stunned at the moment against it, burning ever so slightly, trying to stab you. You see the other person inside is coughing. You have a choice here. Either you continue to fight this man and end him and any potential problems he may cause, or you help this person out.
Rao isn't here to see this. So as I look over to the person to my left, my eyes meet the man, and for some weird, fucked up reason, Gareth begins to smile a little bit as he twists the swords in and up. He pulls out.
As you see the last words as he smiles in his face. Looks like you got your first. Let's see how long it takes till I hunt you. As you see him die off. As you do, you get pushed back as you hear the person inside scream. As you get pushed out the window from the explosion. The person inside dies. As you see, it just collapse on them. Wow, at this point, you come back, I'm guessing, or are you still...
Yeah, no, I think Rao has like just settled the folks like on the road where it's safe enough away from the burning building, because he trusts that Garrett has the other two covered. And then he hears the explosion and the scream, and he turns around and he goes, no, and he like runs back and sees, I think, Gareth on the ground, and what's left of the screaming person inside, and he's like, no, it's okay. And he like looks, he like kneels down by Gareth. He's just like, come, buddy, we gotta go. Come on.
I accept his hold, his like fireman hold, and I run off to the river with him.
Fantastic. With that, you guys get at this point, Malele and Lawrence, you see both they seem to be the last of the people here, as you manage to have a good amount of the people here. Anybody else has kind of crossed over the water already, or kind of like, I'm not getting on a boat, and immediately goes into the woods as they feel like that might be their better option than the boat, and we can swim. At that moment, as they get on, you start to notice this owl-like figure immediately slaps your mother, Gareth, onto the ground. And with that, you see looking at you, seeing the rest of the citizens going off, you see begins to prepare something as you just hear as you start to hear the winds whisper. What do you all do in this instance as you see this owl is gunning for you with something at the moment?
We got it. We gotta go.
we won. Gotta go. We 100% gotta go. Where's my sheet? Where is my sheet? There you are. I think Rao will run forward, or like step forward in front of everybody, and because it looks like they're gunning for us while everyone's kind of piloting, will spend an AP to use his shield ability. And his little bracer that he has on his arm, he leaps forward his left arm and uses magic to create a magical shield onto that bracer. It's like, get behind me, and I'll spend an AP for that. I'm hemorrhaging AP.
What about everybody else?
I'm gonna wedge like the rudder as I'm steering the boat into the right position so that it keeps going straight. I'm gonna pull out a crossbow from underneath the seat cushion, and I'm gonna try to shoot at the owl's eye that we can see.
Fantastic. And everybody else, Lawrence and Gareth?
I think
Gareth has no range, so he's just. I mean, are we on the boat right now?
Yes.
I am just on the edge of the boat, hands on the railing, looking out at my home in despair.
Fantastic. And Lawrence?
Lawrence is going to sort of see what Rao and Malele are doing and cast a bedazzle at the owl. Summon 4 prismatic bolts that sparkle brilliantly. I'm gonna direct all 4 bolts towards this owl. The bolts each hit for 2 hit points.
All right. So you're just doing that there. I need my other to roll the. Oh no, you're just defending. So really, it's just Malele that's rolling here. Malele, please roll.
It's a 15.
Fantastic. So with that, almost like a coordinate, you don't shoot it in the eye. You get kind of near, but good enough where it kind of, and you see something come out of its mouth, almost like a forced wind. As you see it, as you got it in its face, and with that, you see it gets hit. It retracts back into the wind, but you're mastless at the moment. As you see, it kind of went straight and hit the mast.
Okay, cool. Oh no, that's gonna be bad. As I'm gonna like go towards the grab onto the rudder and try to focus on steering now.
Okay. With that, anybody else want to do something? As you see, it's about to turn around. You see Eloise is trying to pick up Beretta at the moment and try to bring them onto the boat.
Can I hold, like, how am I trying to do this? Like, so I have 4 bolts, right? Can I just, like, I have all of them aimed. Can I, like, kind of, like, retcon this? Can I, like, shoot one at it as more of, like, a distraction?
Sure. You
And
kind of lead shot.
Yeah, and then I see Eloise trying to get Gareth's mom and, like, come onto the boat. And so, like, as, like, another distraction, we'll maybe, like, shoot at its, I don't know, wing. I'm trying to think of, like, what would distract it. Maybe I'll shoot at its wing. That sounds.
Then, Ra, did you have something in mind? Or
So the boat is leaving, right? We're moving currently.
yes.
So is there space for them to get on the boat? Because if there is, I think Rao would like pat Gareth, because they're 2 of the larger set guys here to kind of like grab these 2 on because we're moving. So he's like, come on, Gareth, step out of it. Like we gotta bring them on, and it's going to like try to like lean out somehow to give them some sort of grip hold so that they can hop onto the boat into safety.
Yeah, I follow Rao with that. I'm not sure how how tall the boat is, so I don't know if
Hmm.
us reaching out will be able to reach them, or if it's gonna be like I have to hold on to Rao's ankles and like dangle him over the boat type of deal. I don't know if it's like that.
It from what I envisioned, it was like the what is it? The edge of the boat. It's pretty flush with the dock.
Okay.
It's not
So
like
there's room.
a
There's enough
ship.
room to grab. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to extend a hand as well.
Almost in slow motion, you see everything begins to slow down. As you see, they are running.
Stressed.
You are preparing. You are trying to run away, and you see this creature come out slow motion out of the wind, menacing thunder under its wingtips, almost like electricity. In this moment, you see it is casting a spell now. You start to see it begin to do something to the ground as you see the earth dies and almost turns into stone. And in this moment, as you all see that it's going to just fly, almost like planes that spread chemicals kind of deal, is going to go right over all of you. You see Eloise looking at the creature, looks specifically at you, Lawrence, and looking at Beretta, she nods her head. You see, she lets Beretta go, and they take up their composer baton and begin to almost move it in a fashion. As you see, each, the four of you, somehow get some sort of musical notes protecting you. You start to see the creature cover them in darkness. And as you guys all try to continue, you see the boat gets pushed onto land. Each of you are safe, but you start to see that this thick, almost blue-colored mist begins to cover over everyone as it kind of snaps into dark for you at the moment. Don't know how long time passes, but you can kind of waking up. You see your boat is in tatters as you see all of your mobilia, your stuff, and even some of the photos you've had from before Melele are either in the water or broken or on fire. The rest of you trying to get up, trying to see what's going on, you can see a horrible sight. As you see the townsfolk of Mar are slowly having stone encase them with almost veins in between of glowing blue. What are you doing at this moment as you seem to all be safe, but everyone that you know, from the people that are not too kind to those that are dearest to you, begin turn into stone like a curse has been put upon them?
So it's just us, like, that's not turned to stone.
Com-
It's
Yes, you seem to, it looks like whatever Eloise D protected you.
Where am I in comparison to where Eloise was?
You are slightly off. You can see in the distance that they are slowly turning. They seem to be the most resistant out of all of them. As you see, they're kind of trying to fight it back. You see it's going on their arm and slowly encasing them.
And I think, so wait, are we all like on the same shore?
Yes, you're on the same, you're a little
Oh, okay.
dispersed, but you're on the same shore.
Okay, I think he's going to sort of like stumble like towards her and just say, Eloise.
You see they begin to slowly, they have to lay down as you see the stone is making them heavy and they don't want to.
And I think
break
he'll
it.
like kind of like grab her so she doesn't like fall. What is how
I don't have a lot of time. I'm, I don't have a lot of time. I'm, I'm sorry. I'm, 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 I'm curse. I'm sorry I wasn't truthful about certain things, but I don't have time. We primarily were here to keep something asleep, and we failed. You need to warn Eston.
Sorry, what was the name again?
Eston.
Eston.
The
Wait, Warren. Wait, do I know Eston?
You know, it's the equivalent of the city state. That's where you're.
Oh,
it's the
just like
domain
oh,
that
sorry,
you're
sorry, the
yeah,
city state
so-
Eston. My bad.
Yes,
I
yeah.
was like, Eston sounds familiar. It's literally a place. Okay. And he's going to say, "Eston, what is happening? Are you
You need to find my sister-in-law.
sister-in-law?
Yes, tell them what has happened here.
But what
Okay.
about you? What about you?
It is, if you want to save me and save everyone here, as you see, it's beginning to now go across their face as it's halfway. You need to find my sister, Mira. She should be working with the Grazis. Promise me, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Last words you hear out of their mouth. I'm sorry. As you say, form up.
And sort of like set her down gently, kind of all the way, and just sort of stand there and just like blank face, just look down at her.
Lawrence. That Rao like closes the distance and stands close by to you.
Malali's gonna walk up as well to just put a hand on Lawrence's other shoulder.
Eston.
Yes.
We have to go to Eston. There's a way to fix this.
Gareth is going to walk up as well, taking a look at the stone-covered mom. my mom covered in stone. She was knocked out, so I can't say anything. I've always wanted to go back to Eston. You know, my mother told me I was born there.
And he'll sort of like grit his teeth. He's like, it's not for a damn party. And then like realizes he like snapped and sort of like look away.
If Eston has the cure for what happened to them, we have to go.
Sort of like walk off and like kick something nearby. Like maybe like I don't know, a bucket on the ground.
As the sun kind of slowly rises, it's a grim sight. As everyone you know is entrapped in this curse of stone, with looks of horror and them pleading. This is what is left, or whatever this creature's path is. And you see the creature itself almost disappears. It looks ever so slightly in the sky. Almost a look of not happiness, but of like he's done. For it dissipates into nothing almost. And ours, that happens. The narrator comes back. You see the other patrons are going, damn, this story good. And with that, he goes, yeah, but you see that the innkeeper, all right, everyone, you gotta go. Come on, he's getting to the good part. Yeah, it's late and I have to clean your messes. See the bard goes, I'm sorry, everyone, but rules are rules, and kind of approaches the innkeeper. So, I told your story, now I can leave. And you're like, you're finishing this. Come on, I did your freaking story. You don't have to finish it. Do you like walking? Yes, I do enjoy like walking. Then you will come back tomorrow, and you will finish it. Get finished that. Well, you're going to have to finish it for however long it takes. Fine. And just between you and me, you know what happened next? They all die. They don't. No, you idiot. Humble boss patron. They don't die. Go to Eston, where they meet a particular gear knight who is going to be very reluctant, but beyond that, I don't want to spoil it. Now, if you be so kind and to send a picture upstairs, I have to think with the muses. As we end our episode there for today. Yay! Thank you for everybody for joining this very lovely and chaotic episode of the Symphony of Scylos. With that, we're going to go in reverse order of how we introduced everybody. With that, Val, you're kicking us off.
Sure thing. Hi everyone, my name is Valiant Dorian. I use he and his pronouns. You can find me all around the internet at Valiant Dorian or at Also Spirit Bear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure hunt I just sent you on. I'm a TTRPG performer, GM, writer, and Twitch variety streamer. And tonight I had the distinct pleasure of playing Rao, who also uses he and pronouns, our party's invoker. Yep, and I'm passing it back to our guide.
Fantastic. Next person up is going to be Toffee.
What's up, y'all? I hope you're having a good night. My name's Toppy. Pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Twitter and on Twitch at Toppy Plays. I'm an actor based out of San Diego, and I played Gareth, the fighter. And oh man, if this was session 1, Chris, I'm in for. We're all in for a ride here. So thank you again for this amazing session.
Thank you. With that, next up is going to be Danny.
Hello, I'm Danny, she, her pronouns, otherwise known as Bitterthorn on the internet, where I do cosplay and TikToks and all the silly things. And you can find me here on Friday nights and Wednesdays on the That's How We Roll channel, playing Silva, who's a friendly neighborhood warlock. But tonight, I played Milady, our chaos child. God, I love these kids already. So good. Thank you, Chris.
No problem. My pleasure. With that, last up is Calamity.
Hello, I am Calamity, she, they pronouns. You can find me as Hey Calamity with 3 Ys on all the things. I am a tabletop performer and writer. I'm also a game developer, and I do way too many things with my life, but anything that has storytelling I'm down for. I am currently, this is the only campaign I'm in right now, but keep an eye out on Twitter for more information coming soon on stuff.
And lastly, that leaves your good old Game Master here. Hello everyone, my name is Chris. I was your lovely Game Master and guide for these preceding evenings. With that, you can catch me on my Twitter at VO_Colón, that's COLON, where you can see all the cool stuff that I'm working on, and website. I'm also a voice actor, TTRPG performer, and AP producer, so you can go check out my rad stuff there, as I got a lot of stuff lined up in my grimy mitts. But beyond that, everyone, we hope you have a lovely night, and with that, we can't wait to see you once again back here Friday for the second episode of the Symphony of Scylos. Until then, have a lovely night, everyone.